What if the ground just gave way? We're diving into a really fascinating and pretty wild theory today that connects these massive, terrifying sinkholes, appearing in places like Morocco and Turkey, to one single, totally unexpected cause.
I mean, it's a terrifying thought, right? A huge chasm just opens up out of nowhere, swallowing buildings, roads, everything. Now, scientists have a few different explanations for this, but one water and geology expert has put forward a completely different and honestly kind of startling idea.
And there it is, the central claim, that simply sealing off natural caves is what's causing these catastrophic collapses. It's a bold statement that goes against a lot of conventional thinking. So let's get into it and see exactly how this is supposed to work.
Okay, so if sealing up caves is the big problem, you have to ask, why would anyone do that in the first place? Well, according to this theory, the reasons are all about security.
So the idea is that authorities have been systematically blocking off these natural openings in mountains and plateaus for security purposes. But in an attempt to secure the land from people, they might have accidentally lit the fuse on a massive geological time bomb.
So it's really important to understand this. When we say closed cave, we're not just talking about putting a gate on an entrance. In this theory, it means cutting off a vital artery in a huge, interconnected underground system. It's about stopping the planet from breathing.
And that leads us right to the core metaphor of this whole theory, the idea that by sealing these caves, we are literally, and I mean literally, suffocating the Earth.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. The theory uses this powerful analogy. Think of a cave opening at the top of a mountain as the Earth's nose. It lets air move in and out of these vast underground water systems, which are basically the Earth's lungs. So when rain comes in, air has to get out. Simple, right? Well, closing that cave is like pinching the Earth's nose shut.
So here's the disastrous chain reaction, step by step. First, you seal the cave. Now the air is trapped. Then, heavy rains come and pour tons more water into this closed system. With nowhere for the air to go, it gets compressed, building up just immense pressure. This pressurized, frothing mixture starts eating away at the rock and soil from below until finally, the surface just can't hold it anymore, and boom, catastrophic collapse.
And here's the crucial part. According to this theory, the sinkhole isn't just a random collapse. No, it's the Earth violently creating a new nostril for itself. It is a desperate, destructive gasp for air. But this theory doesn't just explain the problem. It argues that we have fundamentally misunderstood the value of these caves. It claims we're actually destroying natural infrastructure that's way more powerful than anything we could ever build. I mean, that is a staggering claim, right? The author's arguing that one single, natural, open cave does the work of 10 massive, multi-billion-dollar dams. It's a whole water management system. It swallows, stores, and filters water all by itself. And we're, in his view, actively destroying it.
And the consequences are completely out of proportion. The theory says the sinkhole that forms will be huge, at least 10 times wider than the original little cave opening that was sealed off. A tiny action with a massive, devastating reaction.
And this really illustrates the terrifying math of the situation. The theory suggests a direct one-to-one relationship. You close 1,000 caves, you better get ready for 1,000 sinkholes. It's like you are literally scheduling future disasters right in your own towns and villages.
You can really feel the urgency in the source material. This isn't just a suggestion, it's a dire warning that once this process starts, it's a force of nature that will be completely powerless to stop.
So, if the problem is that bad, what's the solution? Well, as you can probably guess, it's every bit as drastic as the problem it claims to solve.
Yeah, the author does not mince words here. He is calling for a full-on national mobilization. Get the army, find every single sealed cave, and use explosives to blast them open immediately. He frames it as a desperate race against time to stop these sinkholes from opening up right under cities and stadiums.
But here's the catch, the really complicated trade-off. The author admits that letting the Earth breathe again could mean that the water in our massive dams just disappears, draining back into these newly opened underground systems. So it's a choice between two very, very different futures.
And the source material ends with this incredibly pointed, powerful challenge aimed directly at decision-makers. There's no middle ground here. It's framed as a fundamental test of either your integrity or your competence. And that's where we're going to leave it. It's a truly compelling, if definitely controversial, theory. It completely reframes these natural disasters as direct reactions to what we do.
And it forces us to ask a really difficult question. Are we paying any attention to what the Earth itself might be trying to tell us?